So, as you all can agree with me, feed cost in Nigeria right now is on the high side. Like, feed cost is on the high side. Corn, for those who are using industrial waste, for those who are using soya beans, for those who are using host of other things. As far as its feed, it is very, very expensive right now. So how do you cope with the rising cost of feed in Nigeria? It's simple. You increase the cost of your animals, because if the cost of production increases, that means the cost of that product will also have to increase. Now, people who are still selling pigs in Nigeria at the former prices they used to sell, like because price of feeds increased almost ×2 in the past 6 months. So let's say that we are in May right now. So as of November 2021, okay, it's not November, I think last 8 months, about June, July last year, feed we are like kind of affordable. But at this point, in the past 8 months, it have done almost ×2. So which basically means feed has increased massively. Now, many farmers who I know have closed down their farm because they can't cope with the high cost of feed. For example, and this is not only affecting pigs, like pig farming, it's also affecting chicken, it's also affecting cattle. I sell cattle too, I do cattle farming too. So the cost of buying cattle feed, for example, if you are buying guinea corn chaff, if you are buying what they call it, spent grain, even though pigs eat it too, is now very expensive. Spent grain that I usually buy for my cattle at the cost of 100,000 naira per, like for one tipper load of spent grain, is now 180,000. It's getting to 200,000, which is almost ×2. So the cost of livestock production in Nigeria is on the high side. Now, the only way you can cope with this as a farmer is by increasing your cost, the cost of your animals, which is the only way. We are not happy that feed is rising, and we're not also happy that we have to increase the cost of our animals, which makes it harder for the average Nigerian citizen. We are not happy, but we do not have any choice. We don't have any choice because the cost of raising these animals is expensive. Now, you as a farmer, you can't say because you want to make things easier for the average Nigerian on the streets, because of that you will not raise the cost of your animals. It's you that will suffer it. You are the one who is going to suffer it, because your farm will start going into losses and you are going to lose your profits, which basically means your farm is going to close down. That's the real truth. Now, as a farmer, you have to increase the cost of your pigs. You have to increase the cost of your cattle if you're into cattle farming, because that is the only way to cope with the rising cost of feeds. Even drugs have massively increased. Drugs are now very, very expensive. Animal drugs, yes, like almost everything is increasing. Water, fuel that we use to pump water here is on the high side. So basically, the cost of doing all this round animal production is expensive. It has doubled. Now, let's say that back in 8 months ago, you are selling your pigs at 700 naira per kg. And now, let's say you used to buy something like corn or PKC, all those things, at the cost of 20,000 naira per ton. And now, 8 months later, you are buying it at the cost of 4,000 naira per ton. That's ×2 of the former price. Now, if you used to sell your pig at the cost of 700 naira per kg back then, that means now you have no choice but to sell it at the cost of at least 1,300 naira per kg, or else anything below it is losses. You are getting to losses. Yes. So those of you who sell pork or live weight of pigs at the cost of 700 naira per kg, right now, if you're not selling it at the minimum price of 1,300 naira, you are in losses. Trust me, you are in losses, because at the end of the day, you are doing this for profit, not because you want to raise pigs or because you like pigs. No, your major interest is profit. It's not even because about the passion. Because if you are doing a passion that is not giving you profit, and it's your main business, and it's like a business you want to make money out of, that passion is going to turn into frustration. So you have to make sure that you are doing this whole thing the right way. You have to adapt. Now, one thing, the problem we have as pig farmers in Nigeria is that most of us are not in unison. Because if a butcher knows that he can buy pig at the cost of 700 naira per kg here, and that farmer is going in losses, like his farm is draining financially, and yet you are selling your pig at the cost of 700 naira per kg, which used to be the former price, or even 900 naira per kg or 800 naira per kg, which used to be the former price when feeds were cheaper. Now that feeds have done ×2, and you are still selling like at that same price or within that range. If a butcher knows that he'll come to your farm and buy at that very cheap rate, if he comes to my own farm and I'm selling at that 1,000 something, he's not going to buy, because he knows that he can go to where people don't even know the value of their farm and buy at cheap prices. Now, if we can have, like, in fact, trust me, what you should get from this video I'm making right now is that you should increase the amount you sell your pigs, because that is the only way to cope with the rising cost of feed in Nigeria, or else your farm is going to go down, because you are going to accumulate lots of losses. Your farm account is going to be in the red. So increase the cost of your pigs, increase the prices you sell your pigs at, or else you are going to go down in losses. For example, okay, I'm not going to use this example, but increase the cost of your pigs. That's because that is the only way to cope with all this rising in the price of feeds. Trust me, if feeds have done ×2, that means at least those who are selling their pigs should also increase their own prices by ×2, because that is the only way to cope with it. That is simply the only way to cope with it. So that's basically it on today's video. See you guys in the next video.